Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been 2 years almost since I last posted a YouTube video, and honestly, what better way to get back into the swing of making videos than by making a video that is so personal to me and something that will leave me so vulnerable, but it's something that needs to be said. So here I go. So this video, I'm going to be talking about sexuality. In particular, my sexuality. And spoiler alert, I'm not straight. I'm actually very, very gay. And I know a lot of you will be super shocked to hear that, and that's okay. I get it. I don't exactly exude gay, lesbian vibes. But hey, now you know not to judge a book by its cover. Now let's discuss it, shall we? Let's unpack this mammoth thing that I just unloaded in front of you all. By the way, it feels so amazing to have said that. Honestly, I feel so relieved, and I feel like I'm honestly happy to end the video here. But I know a lot of you guys would be very curious to know what's been happening, what's been going on in my brain this whole all my life, literally. So that's what I want to talk to you about, because it's something that I feel like I'm bursting to tell you. So let's talk about it. So now that the cat is out of the bag, I'm gay or lesbian, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. This has been a part of my life since forever. I honestly can't ever remember there being a time when I was attracted to boys. But yeah, this was something that I had been repressing for so long. I wasn't ready to accept it. And that's the thing. The reason why I made this video and I'm actually talking about it is because I finally accepted it. I went so long, literally 18 years of my life, being like, I don't accept this. But if one of my friends was to ever come out to me and be like, hey, Ananya, I'm gay, I'd be like, oh my god, that's amazing. But the thought of me, myself, being gay was terrifying. I could not digest the fact that I actually was gay. So I went for so long thinking, you're not. You just haven't met the right guy yet, but you're not actually gay. This is just something that will pass over the second that you find the right guy, the right man, the person who you have been looking for your whole life. You'll get married to him, give birth to cute babies, and your gayness will just vanish into thin air, just like that. That's honestly what I thought for so long. So I don't really have any certain ages that I remember clearly being attracted to girls, because I've been attracted to girls literally forever. There is not a day I can think of where I haven't been attracted to girls. That's a big statement I threw out, but it's true. And any girl I've had this feeling of, I just want to be her best friend, like an overwhelming urge to be their best friend, was just me being like, I have a crush on you. A really pivotal moment in my life was my first kiss was actually a girl, and that, my friends, was a molding moment in my life. Even like thinking about it now, I'm like super, like my heart's pumping so fast. But it was in that moment that I realized that, yeah, I really like girls. Now I'm a happier person because now I know. And something that I know for a fact that never happened to me was crushes on guys. I have never, ever, 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 ever had a crush on a guy. If I found out that a guy had a crush on me, I would avoid him like the plague. Now, because I never had crushes on guys, the idea of dating guys and being sexually involved with guys made me uncomfortable, so I never spoke about it. And anytime anyone else did, I never looked interested. I was just kind of sitting there like... So one time, this friend of mine just literally straight up asked me and was like, oh, don't be offended or anything, but I just need to ask you something. And I was like, okay. And she's like, are you asexual? And at that moment, I was like, no, why would you think I'm asexual? And she said, oh, because you never really talk about guys, you're never really like you never really seem that attracted to guys. You kind of just seem oblivious to the whole idea of guys being around you. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I'm not asexual. There was never a question of my sexuality in school, which I'm so grateful for, because it allowed me to really figure things out for myself in a safe environment, which I appreciated, because the last thing I would have wanted was someone to be like, oh, like, are you a lesbian? When I'm like 13 years old, you know, that would have traumatized me, and I probably never would have come out if something like that was to happen. So I'm so thankful that it didn't, and I'm grateful that I'm in charge of when I came out on my terms. I feel like the reason why I was so scared of accepting myself as gay was because in school, every kid describes something bad or inherently less than as gay. The word gay had been used to describe something that wasn't as good. Like, oh, doing homework is so gay. So, you know, people would associate the word gay and use the word gay to describe things that were less than ideal, if that makes sense. Which was horrible for someone like me, because I obviously was like, you know, I was in that stage where I was confused, and I was like, am I not gay? But when kids used to say the word gay to describe things that were bad, I used to feel horrible. I was like, oh no, I could never be gay then, because being gay is bad. The comparison with gay and bad kind of joined in, and I was like, oh, if gay equals bad, then I don't want to be bad, so like, we can't let that be a thing. Okay, the other thing that was a big kind of pillar in me accepting myself was the fact that I'm Indian. Talking about being Indian, let's talk a little bit about how my family reacted to the big news that their daughter was a lesbian. So my mum, obviously, she was the first person I came out to. I came out to her roughly end of January, and we were in the car on the way to the doctor, on the way to a doctor's appointment, and I was just in the car like, Mom, I think I'm gay. I think I like girls. And she just kind of went, really? I was like, yeah, I'm gay. And she's like, all right, cool, yeah, no problem. And literally 2 days ago, she came into my room at 2 in the morning and was just like, you know what, I'm so glad that you're a lesbian. I'm so glad that you're interested in girls, because men are stupid. And I couldn't help but laugh. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. She just came in and was like, I'm so glad you're gay. And I was like, thank you, so am I. But you know, she's always been super supportive. Ever since I can remember, she's been super supportive of just me in general, but also the LGBT community in general. She was always the one in my family who was very vocal about rights and human rights, and being like, they're people, they can love whoever they want, and things like that. So I was still nervous to come out to her, don't get me wrong, but I knew that she would always accept me. I always knew that she would still love me the same, and it really wouldn't affect anything. If anything, she likes the fact that I'm gay. Adorable. Anyways, so I came out to her, and I needed her support to come out to my dad, because I'm not the closest with my dad, and I feel like those who know me personally in real life would know that. Now, I came out to my dad kind of on a fluke, but it wasn't a fluke at the same time, because, you know, but we were watching the show Never Have I Ever, the one on Netflix, the one with the Indian girl. And without spoiling the show, I'll give you a brief rundown of what happened in the episode that we were watching. So we were watching the episode where the 3 main girls are at a party, and one of the girls is going off at the main girl, being like, oh, you know, you haven't been in my life, like, you haven't been paying attention to us. You've been too busy with them that you haven't been paying attention to us. And this girl accidentally outs herself at the party in front of everyone, and she's like, you weren't even there to hear me say that I'm gay. And then a guy in the background is like, oh, by the way, I'm gay too. And me, being the sarcastic dumbass that I am, was like, oh, haha, I'm gay too. And I literally said that whilst watching the show. I just thought, what a great idea. I'm gay too, to make it a 3. And my dad just kind of side-eyed me. He didn't say anything. He just kind of went, okay, fine. And then the episode finished and he got up to go to sleep. And then my mum's like, now's the chance. So I said, Papa, can you come here? I need to talk to you. So he came, he sat on the sofa again. He's like, what's up? What's the matter? And I was like, first of all, I was shitting my pants to actually tell him. The idea of telling him made me want to jump off a cliff. Papa, I'm gay. And that was it. That's all I said. I said it in that exact way. I didn't add anything. I didn't add any frills or anything. I just said, Papa, I'm gay. He didn't say anything. All he said was, how do you know? And I was like, I know. And then he's like, how long have you known? And I was like, literally forever. And he just kind of did and left. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't ask me anything. He didn't question anything. My mum, on the other hand, I came out to her, she started asking me everything. She's like, oh, so who were the girls that you had a crush on? When did you know? What happened? This, that, how long have you been hiding it? What were the movies that made you go, wow, girls? You know, she was questioning things. But he didn't question a single thing, and I was like, what the hell? I remember I asked my mum to talk to him and ask him like what his actual thoughts were on the matter, because like for a few days after, he didn't mention anything to me. So I asked my mum to ask him, and he basically said that, how does she know? Like, has she ever been with a girl? And the answer is no, I haven't been with a girl in that way, but you know, I don't need to have that kind of experience to know. I don't need to sleep with guys or sleep with girls to know which side I sit on, you know? But yeah, obviously my brother was super cool with it as well. Technically I didn't come out to him, it was my mum, but I was in the room. So we were sitting here on my bed, literally before, what, I don't know, like February or something, around February. And we were talking about future boyfriends for this girl. And, you know, like future partners, not so much boyfriends, but future partners. And I don't remember, I must have said something. I don't remember what exactly I said, but my brother was like, oh, so like, but like that kind of makes you a lesbian. And I was like, and then I looked at mum like, and then she looked at me like, and then she said, okay, so hypothetically, how would you react if Didi was a lesbian? Now in Hindi, Didi is the word that's used to describe like older sister. So my brother calls me Didi because I'm 7 years older to him. But she was like, how would you react? Like, how would you react if we told you that Didi was a lesbian? And he's like, oh, I don't care, like it doesn't bother me. And I remember I asked him like how, like if your friends were being mean about it or something, or if your friends didn't understand, would you explain it to them and would you be ashamed? And he's like, of course I'd explain it to them, and no, I don't see, it's nothing wrong, so I don't see why I have to be ashamed. And I mean, in that moment I was like, wow. Because he genuinely didn't see anything wrong with it. And he didn't care. He honestly didn't care. Literally, this conversation was 5 seconds long. After it happened, it happened. And after that, we bonded over some girls that we find hot, like celebrities that we found hot. It was a fun time. But I asked him, I was like, hey, you're not gay, are you? Because if you are, that's cool. But our parents will have gay children. And he's like, no, I'm super straight. I was like, cool, nice to know. Nice to know. I always knew that I was kind of different to all my friends, and I always knew that my thought process was different to a lot of my friends, and the way that they spoke about things, boys, anything really, that we were on completely different wavelengths. And honestly, I kind of always knew. It just took me 18 years to accept it within myself. And it was a battle with myself first. And that's the thing, now that I've accepted it and I've won the battle against myself, that now I'm totally okay to tell others about it. And I feel like the reason why I chose to do it through a video was because we're in this whole coronavirus pandemic situation. And even though the lockdown restrictions here in Australia are really easing up, it's still not, I still don't see people as much as I'd like to. And I definitely, when I do see my friends the occasional time, we talk about other things and I get really paranoid of actually telling them, but it's something that I really want to tell them. So I was like, the best way for me to tell them is to just do it in the comfort of my own house. That way the video can be out there, they can watch it, they can react however they want, and then if they want to message me, they can. A positive to me coming out was that my confidence has gone exponentially higher, like so much so to the fact that I'm wearing clothes that I would never have worn literally like 2 years ago. Like a top like this, I probably never would have worn 2 years ago. But now I just think I'm hot shit. That sounds so narcissistic. I don't mean it like that. Maybe it was a fear of attracting guys because I didn't want to attract guys, but at the same time, I didn't want to feel like the ugly friend, that my clothing was just kind of all over the place. I mean, it wasn't necessarily bad fashion because I've never worn bad clothes or ugly clothes, but you know, I would always feel a bit like, oh my gosh, if I wear something like that, then more guys will look at me. I don't really want guys to look at me, but I also don't want to feel like the ugly friend because no guys will look at me. It was such a weird battle. But ever since I came out, the fear, I'm just not pressured by that anymore. I'm like, I don't really care if guys look at me or not. I'm not interested, you know? So I'm gonna just end it here. This video has been so long anyways. We'll see how short I can make it through editing and stuff, but it's been long. It's been such a long video. My camera is flashing at me saying that it has low battery, so I'm gonna end it here. I know this was a pretty shocking topic and it was something I've literally left my soul bare for you guys to just pick at. I'm super vulnerable right now, but I'm really glad I did it because it's something that has literally alleviated the weight off my shoulders and off my chest, and now I can breathe easy knowing that I've told people my secret is out there. Now it's up to you how you guys respond, right? Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to start uploading a lot more. Yes, definitely. Anyways, that's it for this week's video. I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.